You're gonna... Y'all, show them some respect, show them some love.
Hello.
Okay, I'm really nervous right now. I'm kind of scared. I'm really more scared than nervous. But I'm gonna be doing this a lot. I'm gonna be doing this a lot, like walking back and forth and try to get comfortable. My name's Matt Messina. I'm a very weird person, but I love Jesus. And I was asked by Colton to come talk to you guys. So there's a few things I want to say first. One is that I'm definitely not a preacher, okay? And I can't sit here and quote scripture to you. I wish I could, but that's not what I'm here to do tonight. What I wanted to do is just tell you that God is real and show you that He's real by telling you my story, where I came from and the type of person I was before Christ. So, with that being said, here we go. Can we just like laugh real quick? Can everybody just...
Stand here and video it on the phone.
Let's just make like a weird noise. Everybody make a cow noise. Go. What is that? Make a squirrel noise. Real quiet squirrel noise. Alright, I'm starting to feel better. I like to joke a lot, so I like laughter. You know, just laugh real quick again. Okay. This is a story of a city boy. I tried to go somewhere with that. Okay, this is a story about my life. Like I said, my name's Matt. I grew up in a Catholic home. My mom was Catholic and dad was Catholic. We did the whole Sunday church, going to church on Sunday, and then after church on Sunday, we'd always go to the Walmart grocery store. And I didn't like going to church because my mom always had these clothes picked out for me. And it's like, gosh, I don't like them shoes. You know, I was a kid, I was really young. I just remember like dreading church because just because of the clothes I had to wear. Just, I don't know, it's pretty bad. But so my parents got divorced when I was around age 9, and my mom has been awesome. You know, in my opinion, I have one of the greatest moms in the world. She's always been there for me. She will do anything for me. She would literally lay her life down for me, and I've seen that she's demonstrated that throughout my entire life, and I love her for it. This is being videoed, so I love you, Mom. You're the bomb.com. So, yeah, I had to say that. Y'all can hear me when I talk like this? Like, y'all can hear that? Okay. So, my dad and mom got split up, right? So they left, and like through the relationship I had with my dad, it was really like, I always had to seek out his attention. Like, and I knew that he didn't, what I thought was that he just didn't love me. You know, I thought that it was something I was doing, but that wasn't it at all. It was something he was dealing with, you know? And I thought that the only way to get, or to obtain love was through attention, okay? And I found out at a very young age that I could make people laugh. And so I had this void, right? We all have this void in us. We have this thing that we want to be filled. Like we're empty inside, and we need something to fill that emptiness, right? Or at least I needed something. So I sought to fill that. I used attention, you know. So I tried to get his attention. I did whatever. I literally learned how to play guitar so I would get his attention. Like, that's the type of stuff I would do for my dad. And it wouldn't be till later down in my life that I realized that he was incapable of that love, you know. So I was seeking out love to fill this void, right? But I was seeking out love in the wrong places. Like, I was looking for love through my friends and through my family, and a friend of mine told me this. He said, if you're always seeking after that love, like our love, humans' love, like your family, your mom, that love's going to fail you because we're incapable of perfect love, and that's the love that we seek. Right? Amen? Yeah? Okay. So, like, that's what I was looking for. Back to, I'm ADD also, I'm going to say that. So I'm going to be like over here, and then I'm going to be over here, and then at the end, hopefully, it's going to come right here. And y'all are going to get it. Go ahead and laugh again. Just laugh. Okay. All right. So I'm seeking out love, right? So my parents, I got to get the ball rolling. My parents divorced. My dad moves to Connecticut. I think it's something that I did, that right there instills a fear of abandonment, and just a spirit of fear is placed on my heart. Like that's what I felt. So that's what I got from him leaving, and I blame myself. So next thing I do is I try to find this love through people. I found out, like I told you, I was able to make people laugh. So grade school, I was a cut-up. Wow. Is there? Okay. I was a cut-up. I was like always bad in grade school. Like I was like a story. So I saw that I could make my classmates laugh at me. So I did whatever I could, and I was constantly coming up with new ideas. Like one time I got suspended for I figured out how to catch bees on the playground with my 2 fingers without being stung. And I caught bees, man. I caught a bunch of bees, and I put them in this like water bottle, and I let them go in class. And this girl got stung, and she was allergic to bees. It was really bad. You know what's crazy? I dated that girl. I eventually actually dated her. Yeah. So yeah, it's crazy. I used to do that. I would walk behind my teachers and throw pieces of paper in her hair. Like, just, her name was Miss Casagrande, bless her heart, but I was bad, and I thought it was funny, I thought that these were my friends, but really they were just like laughing at everything I did, but it wasn't like, they didn't love me, it wasn't that was just like negative attention, really. Like back then, to me, it was like, I'm a really cool kid, everybody thinks I'm funny, but that's what I was leaning on, and like I said, that's gonna fail you, that's not gonna be enough, and so let's continue. I'm in grade school, right? I'm horrible in grade school. I'm constantly getting in trouble. My mom is always bailing me out. Like my mom would always have my back no matter what, even though she knew I was wrong. She would always have my back, and I used that as a crutch. She was my enabler, and she didn't know that. So she was like, I knew that I could do whatever I wanted, I could get away with it. So I used that, and I manipulated her into getting what I want. And so I get in about 7th grade, I start having these friendships, right? Where that's not enough. Like I said, I'm constantly trying to fill this emptiness, right? Well, I'm filling it with all these things in the world, laughter and attention over here, and friends, and that's failing me, right? So I'm looking for other attention. I'm looking for other things that will fill it, and I come across, my friend comes to me one day, and he's like, hey, got this stuff that's called weed, and he's like, we should do it, I'm in 7th or 8th grade, I'm like, yeah, let's do it, so we do it, and I felt at that moment, this missing puzzle piece, right? I felt like everything was exactly how it should be, and I found that, wait, I don't have to look to you, or you, or you, or you, or you to find happiness. I could just look to this, and this is gonna be there, like, I can get this anytime I want, so that's what I did. I started using that. And along with that, along with doing that, you attract negative attention and negative people, right? So I started making more friends because of the stuff I did. And the friends I made were not good friends. You know, they're the friends that an 8th grader shouldn't be hanging out with. So by the time I hit high school, I'm like, I'm smoking weed every day, and I'm thinking, and this is what happens, is it puts in my head that I'm cooler than all you guys because I'm like so much further along than y'all. Like I hang out with older kids, and I hang out, you know, with these people. And like back then, like maybe, yeah, there was some intimidation that, you know, in my classmates, they were like, man, Matt's, you know, always hanging out with older people, but it was so like messed up the way I thought. Like I really thought that I was cooler than you because I smoked and like, you know, did bad things. And that thought process progressed, like, and I'll get more into that. But so I get into high school, right? And I'm in high school. How long have I been talking for? Am I good? I'm in high school, and I'm like, I'm able to make friends now because I have this other friend, Weed, right? So I'm like, hey, trying to introduce all my people at high school, and everybody starts labeling me as like the cool guy who throws parties at his house and it's fun and always does crazy things, and you know, and they wanted to hang out with me. Like I was able to hang. I mean, in high school, I would say like I had a lot of friends in high school, and during high school it was great. Like I was like, you know, I thought I was on top of the world, but all the people I looked down on in high school are all the ones that today hold jobs and are getting married and you know, have children and are doing, you know, and like that's where I really am trying to get to a point, is that I want to talk about regret. Like don't tell yourself that these things that you're doing, if, you know, I'm hoping that I can reach at least one person tonight, like somebody can relate to me on this. I made the mistake in believing that I didn't need to go to school or be a good person to achieve happiness. That I thought that I would that I was above that, you know, and I was so wrong, you know, and I'm trying to get to a point here. So here I am in high school, right? So I'm hanging out with all my friends. Everybody's starting to smoke with me. I'm introducing all these innocent people to weed, and I have a lot of friends. About my junior year, this night happens where one of my friends, he gets caught, right? He gets in trouble, and his parents ask him, like, where did he get this stuff from? You know, and I wasn't only cool with my friends, I was cool with their parents. I was always like, I was asked to come over all the time. And this one night happens where this person gets in trouble, and he tells that mom, and in my high school, all the parents were really close-knit, you know? Like, every parent was friends with the other parent. They all hung out, and all the kids hung out. So, like, if a parent didn't like a kid, that kid was an outcast. That's the type of high school I went to. And so I get told, every parent thinks that Matt Messina is the drug dealer, and he's, you know, he's the devil, and he's corrupting my kids' lives and all this stuff. And one night, I lost all my friends. Like, that next day at school, all my friends were gone. Like, they're like, dude, I can't hang out with you. My mom hates you. You know, I'm sorry. So I'm like, it puts this bitterness in my heart, right? That's where this bitterness and depression and just loneliness comes in, right? I'm like, only wanting to hang out with myself because I don't have anybody else to hang out with. So, but I still have that other friend, Weed, right? Well, Weed isn't enough, and I'm telling you that. Like, I can assure you that if you think that you can dabble in you know, this weed over here or smoke or drink over here, like, I'm telling you that stuff leads to something that you do not want to get yourself into. Right. Because and I got my feet deep into it, you know. My mom, my brother would tell me, no, you know, you're gonna be a nobody when you grow up because of the choices that you're making. And I didn't want to hear it, you know, like. So I'm getting to the area where I segue from weed to my friend introduces me to opiates and pills and all the drugs, you name it. Like by high school, I was leaving earth science class. By my senior year, I was leaving earth science class to go into the bathroom to shoot up heroin because that's how fast it progressed. In one summer, like, boom, And that thought process that I had, that I'm better than you because I'm doing this stuff that you can't even handle, that just blew up in my head. That's how far off I was. Like, I was like I wouldn't even talk to you. I'd be like, you're lame because you don't do the stuff that I do. That's what that stuff will do. It'll make you so far out there, and everybody else is just like, dude, you're kind of ridiculous, but in my head, I was the sane one, and you're the lame one, like that's where I was. And so high school comes around, I'm able to control my happiness with, I say this a lot, I was able to control my happiness with these little bags of stuff that gave me temporary hope, right? This poison. And I could always seek that happiness. I could stay content as long as I wanted. So I thought, as long as I had this, right? So it continued in a progression there. I stopped caring about anything but that. Like I was very into relationships. I liked girls. Growing up, and I didn't care about any of that. I didn't care about any friends. I didn't care about hanging out with anybody. All I wanted to do was get high. Like that's all I wanted to do. To the point where, about when I was probably 18 or 19, I remember waking up in bed and thinking, okay, I have to make $80 today. If I don't make $80 today, I'm gonna puke my guts out because I'll be so dope sick. That's what type of, how far into it I was. And I was a slave to it, and it was absolutely horrible looking back on it. Well, I really wanted to get help, it's going to start to get to the good part, okay? The happy part. Well, I was on antidepressant pills, anxiety medication, all this crazy medication because I was a depressed kid. Let me ask this question real quick. Teen Challenge in the back. Today, would you say I'm the type of person who would ever need antidepressants?
No.
Okay. I'm crazy, goofy. I love to have fun, you know what I'm saying? That's just one example that I'm going to get to. That, the stuff that he can deliver you from, and so let me get to where I was. I'm out of high school. I thought I wanted to be a dope smoking 21st century cowboy. Okay, that's what I thought I was. And I had all these crazy dreams that were really not dreams or anything. They were just false perceptions of reality that I thought that I could obtain. I was like, oh, I'm gonna be somebody but I didn't really have a plan. I just knew I was going to be, I don't know what I was thinking. It really wasn't me talking, it was the drugs talking. So, I'll also going down that road, the road of drugs and alcohol. You'll do this, you'll make this line for yourself. You'll be like, I'm going to do this, this, and this, but I will never do that. I'm not going to go, I'm going to smoke weed, but I won't smoke it every day. I'm gonna, drink on the weekends, but I'm not gonna drink during the week. And you're gonna cross those lines.
Preach it. That's good stuff.
You're gonna definitely cross those lines.
Good stuff.
I remember the first time I heard somebody said they smoked weed, I was in 6th grade. And I was like, how many times have you smoked weed? And he said, in my life? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, oh man, 30? And I looked at him are you kidding me? Are you serious, dude? You need to go to the hospital. That is bad. That is so bad. 5 years later, I'm addicted to heroin. That's what I'm saying. The enemy will deceive you to where, you will want, I'm telling you, I used to joke of, I used to think heroin was so bad and so crazy that if you told me when I was sitting in DARE classes with Officer Randy that I would be doing heroin one day, I'd be like, are you kidding me? No way, man. I like to listen to
Back then, I listened to NSYNC. What's up?
Yeah. That's right. That's right.
I like to hang out with my friends. I'm not going to do heroin. Like, that's what he'll do. He'll take these things that you would never see yourself doing, and he'll slowly alter it to where you're okay with that. Like, I was okay with putting a needle in my arm, you know? I mean, he'll change everything. I had a blood phobia. Like, I watched, has anyone seen the movie Scream?
Yeah.
Scream? Dude, I couldn't watch that movie. Too much blood. Like, I mean, if I went to the doctor and got that little finger prick thing that they do, so painful. Like, I'm talking, I was like, that's too much blood, man, stop. That's so much right there, you know, in that tube, okay? That changed for me. I didn't have a blood phobia anymore, and I was, you know, it's just, that's what I want to tell you, is like, you think you have a grip on it, and you don't, and it comes and it's like, geez, what happened, you know, till you keep finding yourselves in this position, and you're like, how did I get here? And it's the enemy. He deceives you. He's going to tell you, like, that everything's okay, and it's going to look really attractive, too. It's going to be like, it's going to be the stuff that you think you want, but it's not going to be the stuff that you really need, you know? It's, I wanted to say this because I was hoping maybe somebody can relate to me. This is what, like, really started my journey. Can someone just tell me how much time I have left? I'm just screaming out.
10 minutes.
Okay. All right. So this journey to get sober, right? So started having to go to these secular rehabs. I tried to get help that. I like hated my life so much at one point that I think what really ultimately started the journey is like one night I cut my wrist and like tried to kill myself. I've done that several times when I was involved in my addiction. Doing whatever I could. I just wanted to end it. I didn't want anything to do with it anymore, and started going to these secular rehabs, but none of them really offered anything to change. They were just like, you just need to accept that you're an addict. That's what it was. You just need to accept that this is the way you are, and, you know, like, there's no cure for this, you know? And so I was placed, I kept going into these places that would offer, you know, help, and anyway, so the fast forward, I go to this rehab in Monroe. I had been to 2 or 3 at this point. I had never been in legal trouble, and my mom and all my family's like so done with me, right? I've stolen from my mom and my brother and my friends. I don't really even have friends. It's really just like acquaintances that I do drugs with, and that's where I was, and I know I needed help. Well, I ended up getting into some trouble, okay? So I get into this, and that's another line that I was like, dude, I'm never gonna have a felony on my record. I'm never gonna have any trouble like that. Like, I'll never go to jail, you know? I got arrested and went and had to spend a couple nights. I was like so messed up when I got arrested the first time. I was 21, and I was so messed up. I went into the neighbor's house and like knocked on the door, and I knew she wasn't home, so I went in. And anyway, long story short, the next door neighbor comes over and catches me in there, and he's like, "What are you doing?" And I tell her, I said, this is in the police report. I'm like, "I'm looking for my cat," and she's like, "What?" And I'm like, "I'm looking for my cat. Leave me alone." And I'm like acting like I'm looking for my cat, right? And like the officers come and they're arresting me. I'm like, "Dude, I'm looking for my cat right now. Like, I'm serious, y'all." As if they're gonna be like, "Y'all, he's good. He's just looking for his cat, man. He wasn't even trying to steal nothing, dude." Like, so I get arrested, charged with a simple burglary charge, so I go to jail. I have to, you know, sit in there. I'm like, dude, I will never come back to this place, you know. Like, jail is horrible, you know. But let me tell you something. Look, this is another one of those things. Like, jail was so crazy to me and so far-fetched, right? Like, I would never see myself as somebody that would do any jail time. Well, it wasn't 7 months later, they put me on this thing that's called probation, okay? They put me on probation, and they're like, you have a 3-year sentence, and you have to do these 3 years on probation, and if you mess up, we're gonna sentence you to 3 years in prison, okay? It's called being on paper. And so I'm like, all right, well, 7 months later, I get in trouble again, okay? I'm in Monroe, and I'm just still doing the same old thing. Well, this is where it got really, really scary for me. Like, I knew I didn't have any control, but this was the end, the last straw, that I knew I didn't have control. And I woke up, okay, last thing I remember is I took some whatever it was, I don't even remember what I was doing at that point. I woke up and I'm like, where the heck am I? And I'm in this little rubber room, right? I'm in this like tiny, like 4-walled rubber room. I'm like, what is going on? And this lady comes up, she's like, Mr. Messina, can you talk to me? Can you have a conversation with me? I say, yeah, where am I? She's like, you're in OCC, Watchdog Correctional Center. You've been arrested, and you've been here for a week and a half, dude. This is the first real conversation I've been able to have with you. Can you like get yourself together so I can tell you what's up? And I'm like, yeah, what's up? What's going on? I need to know, like, what did I do? And she starts listing all these charges, right? And it was bad. It was like, so now I'm on probation, felony probation with paper. So there's no getting out, right? So I'm sitting in jail. There's nothing I can do. I have to sit in jail. All right. So jail started to become comfortable to me. Like, I was okay with eating beans and like showering in front of 70 other guys. You know, like, I mean, I was okay. I was like, it's not that bad, actually. You know, like that's what. You know, that's the enemy trying to deceive you again, like that you're okay with that stuff. Well, so now I'm in jail, right? And I get on the phone with my mom, right? Actually, I get on the phone with my brother, and this is where it's getting good, guys. Okay, promise. Get on the phone with my brother, and I'm like, dude, what's up, man? He's like, Matt, do you have any idea? He goes, do you even know where I live? You know, it's like, I didn't even realize my brother lived in California. Like, me and my brother are super close. And I didn't even realize that he had moved to California because I hadn't talked to him in so many months. And I was so bad off on drugs that, well, he's like, dude, I can't talk to you. You know, this is coming from like burning bridge after bridge, and countless times he gave his trust back to me, and I'm breaking it. He's like, man, I can't talk to you. I can't really have anything to do with you, man. Your life is a pathway to destruction, and I love you, man, but I can't see you like this. Click, right? He's like, don't call me anymore, click, all right? So I was sitting there and I call my mom, and my mom's like, Matt, same story. I love you, but this is it. I can't have anything to do with you. Your life is, you're never gonna get, you know, like, I can't keep helping you. I can't keep bailing you out of things. You know, you gotta do it on your own. So she's like, I'm gonna put money and send you money, but don't call me with that money. She's like, I just want you to, like, I'm just doing that for my own security, right? Like, it's not for you, it's for me. But don't call me with that money. I love you, but right now, basically, long story short, I love you, but right now I hate you. You know, give me tough love, right? So I'm sitting in there, I go back to my cell, and I look up, and I'm like, you know, I had been there about a month now, and I'm like, what am I doing? Like, if someone were to show me right now, when I was in high school, this is what your life's gonna be like, you're gonna be in jail, you know? I mean, I would have never believed them, right? Well, I'm sitting there, I'm like, I couldn't see a way out. So I made that decision that day. I said, I don't care what I have to do, but I will never be in this position again. And I said, it's the first time I prayed to God. I was like, God, I haven't talked to you in years. Honestly, I really don't even believe in you right now. Like, I need something. I don't know what to do. I need something. I'm in a corner. I'm scared. Please help me, you know? And then things just started turning, right? I was on probation. People who are on probation, felony probation, and catch more charges, do not get let out of jail, right? Like, I should not be here today. I should be serving time. You just don't get that second. That's like another chance. They're not going to give you chance after chance. And so things just started rolling for me, right? So the teen challenge came into play. My mom said, you know, I started talking to my mom again. That just after a couple more months, I started talking to my mom. Mom was like, look, this is the only option. I'll help you get the teen challenge. So she gets me into teen challenge. I had to stay in jail for about 6 months, okay? And it was absolutely, absolutely horrible. I never want to go back there. But I'm glad I went there because it showed me that if I keep staying and doing the things that I've been doing, this is my life. This is what Satan has to offer me. So, I really started praying in there about 4 months in there. I started praying and asking, it was like real quick prayers, like, God, what's up? I need you today, get me through the day. That was it. God, what's up? Please get me into teen challenge. Like little simple prayers. And he just started working for me, right? Like, all of a sudden I was able to get into, what time, is that 12:17? Oh my gosh. Keep going. Okay, so that just threw me off, just ruined it. Okay. So I get out, I get accepted in a teen challenge. I wasn't supposed to be allowed to go to teen challenge. That was never supposed to happen, but God had other plans for me. And I go into August 14th, 2014, I go in, I step foot in like the middle of nowhere. I'm telling you, this place was literally in the middle of nowhere. There was cows over here, and there was like corn or something growing over there, and like just all types of animals, and just a lot of animals, and a lot of poop on the ground. And I go in and I walk in to Brother Cody. I'm like, I'd been in jail for 6 months. They let me directly out of jail, go straight to rehab. And they told me that day, they said, when you finish, you're supposed to come back. You're going to come back to jail. So I had that in the back of my head this whole time, right? I'm like, I'm going to do this, and then maybe they'll lower my sentence. The first plea offer they offered me was like a 5-year sentence, then it went to a 4-year sentence. They wanted me to serve 4 years. And so they allowed me to go to teen challenge. So I thought in my head, I was like, I'm going to have to do a little bit more time after I'm done, right? So I go to teen challenge, and I mean, just day 2 in there, they do praise and worship, and I had never praised and worshiped God. This is where it gets good. So they're doing praise and worship. I see these guys doing this and listening to this cool Christian folk music, and I'm like, this is pretty awesome, man. Like, they're really getting into it, and they're worshiping God. And I'm like, I want what they have, And let me tell you something. I can tell you this, I've done the strongest drug there